This Headless Professor video is about how to do well on the discussion board postings for this class. The purpose behind these exercises is to help you learn how to write professionally as a nurse, social worker, counselor, or other mental health professional, to write clearly and concisely. Follow these 7 steps to succeed in writing your discussion board posts. First, learn the terms for the unit. Each unit in this class has a list of key terms for you to learn. Master those terms and you will do well on the quizzes, the final exam, and the writing assignments, especially the discussion board posts. Second, select a specific topical thread for your daily post. I recommend that you select a thread that is associated with the unit being covered that week. Don't get far ahead of yourself to the point where you haven't really mastered the terms required by that discussion thread. Third, each particular discussion thread has certain links to articles in various journals in medicine, nursing, public health, psychology, sociology, or social work. Read those articles, or take a look at the videos that it links to. These will give you the information you need to succeed with that specific topical thread. Fourth, the first sentence of your post must take a clear stance. If a specific question is being asked, your first sentence must give a specific and clear answer. Fifth, any subsequent sentences should substantiate or illustrate your answer by using the appropriate terms you've learned in that particular unit, your clinical reasoning, or a specific in-depth example such as a case study or introspection. Sixth, now before you submit your post for grading, go through it again. Make sure you have avoided forbidden terms, such as accurate, issues, mentality, opinion, positivity, negativity, and so forth. Also make sure that you do not have a redundant summary, that you don't use rhetorical questions or emotional quotations. The last step is to once again check your spelling, grammar, and punctuation, especially the apostrophe, and make sure that it represents precise writing. Now, is it appropriate to use AI chatbots to help you write your discussion board posts? Well, my general advice is don't use a tool if it doesn't fit the task, and don't use a tool if there are better tools for that task. So what about the tool of the AI chatbots? Remember the purpose behind these exercises: to write professionally, clearly, concisely. Will chatbots help you do that? Or will you just sound like a chatbot? Let's go through the 7 steps and see if there might be a role for the AI chatbots, such as ChatGPT. Now, what about the first step, learning the proper terminology for that particular unit? I can tell you, no. The chatbots will give you commonly used definitions, and they will not use the specific definitions that we use in this class. There's a better way to find the right definition. It's called the terms list that your instructor has provided. What about the second step, selecting a topical thread? No, the best way to do that is to know your own aptitudes and your own interests and select specific discussion topics based upon those or based upon the recommendation of your instructor. What about number 3? Looking at those articles or videos that are associated with that topical thread. Should you rely upon ChatGPT to analyze and interpret those articles or videos? No, most of those articles are very new in professional journals, and they're not part of the chatbots database. One particular weakness of the chatbots is with that all-important first sentence. Chatbots tend to give vague generalities in the first sentence. That is not going to help you sound like a professional. What about the 5th step? What about using proper terminology, clinical reasoning, or an in-depth example? You don't see this from many chatbots unless you really know how to prompt them. You're going to see a lot of vague generalities, a lot of those forbidden terms that we've already gone over, and you're going to see introspection and case studies that are on the shallow side. What about number 6? Removing the forbidden terms in the devices? Well, probably not. The chatbots tend to emphasize a lot of those vague forbidden terms. What about number 7? Checking spelling, grammar, punctuation. This is something that ChatGPT and the other chatbots do and do rather well, so consider using them for that. But remember, if there's a better tool, it's probably best to use that superior tool instead of a chatbot. Personally, I use Grammarly. There are other good AI techniques for checking your spelling, grammar, and punctuation. So in conclusion, at the risk of being redundant, I'm going to recommend that you don't use AI in order to help you write the posts. You'll end up sounding like a chatbot, not like a healthcare professional.